Hi, Facebook friends and followers. It's Kristen Odell here. I am coming to you live tonight to talk to all you nail biters and teeth grinders. And I have been exploring, many of you know, I've been exploring type A personality, and that is definitely something I describe myself as. And I know there are so many people out there who are type A. And so lately I have been doing a series about it and to educate some of us and just to make sure that, if we have any of these behaviors, we can figure out ways to help them out. So I want to thank everybody who's joining me live right now. So typically, type A people could tend to be perfectionists, and I know I definitely identify with that. And many of us who do that, perfectionists definitely, a lot of them do nail biting. So if you're a nail biter, I know I am. I've been doing better with it lately, but I used to be a lot worse at it. But nail biting, actually 1 in 20 people suffer from nail biting. It's actually very common. And a lot of people think it has to do with anxiety, but it really has more to do with perfectionism. And what happens is when things don't go right or things aren't perfect, there's a lot of nervous energy and people tend to just bite their nails. It does release some sort of tension at the time, but afterwards people can be feeling very guilty about it and they really don't want to do it. But it's very difficult for them to stop. And so basically what you do with nail biting is there's a lot of different ways. It's really only a problem if you bite your nails so bad that it actually deforms the finger. Or if you bite your nail so bad that you cause bleeding and deformities to your extra cuticles. Other than that, there's a lot of typical run-of-the-mill nail biting, and it's not really a problem. It really only becomes a problem if it interferes with your daily life or it interferes with your appearance. So there's a lot of us, and if you are one of those people that feel like you have a problem with the nail biting, that it does interfere with your appearance, the suggestion is that you see a dermatologist and B, that you see a therapist, because you can learn ways and cognitive therapy ways to try to stop the nail biting. The rest of us who feel like it doesn't really impact our daily life, but it's just a habit we would like to stop doing, there are a lot of different tips out there, but some of the top ones are just really to get regular manicures and to keep your nails cut really short, which is something that I do to help me from, biting the nails and keeping them out of my mouth. The other tips are, there are nail polishes out there that you could put on the nails to make your nails taste bad. So when your fingers go in your mouth, then they just taste gross. Sometimes those things work and sometimes they don't for people like us. Sometimes we tend to get used to the taste and it doesn't bother us anymore, because I know I've tried those before. The other thing that we can do is identify your triggers, and this is really a good one. It's something that I've done over the years, just to figure out what makes you anxious, what makes you upset, and when you are actually biting your nails, recognize that and try to do something else with your hands. A lot of people will play with silly putty, which is kind of a neat thing. I love silly putty. Other people will squeeze stress balls, which is kind of great too. And what I think is so cool are these little spinners, and I know the teachers hate them. But for type A personalities and people who are perfectionists who get this like nervous, anxious energy, something like that is really great for us, and it will keep us from doing some of the other tics and some of the other negative things that we can do. Having something like that in our hands really can help us. So it's something cool. If anyone wants to get me a Mother's Day gift, I wouldn't say no. I don't have one, but I'm kind of curious to see. And the other thing that's really suggested for people who are nail biting and want to quit, that seems to work, is you don't allow yourself to bite a particular nail. So if, for example, you work on your pinky finger and you say, I'm not going to bite my pinky finger. And then when you stop biting that, then you go to the next finger and you work your way until you're not biting them at any of the nails at all. And so that's basically how you work on trying to improve nail biting, and, what the worry signs are and what you would do if you really feel like it's a bad problem. But the other thing I really want to talk about is bruxism. And bruxism is teeth grinding or teeth clenching. It's actually more of a serious thing, and I actually have suffered with it before in the past, so I know a lot about it. But it's quite interesting because even as a nurse, I didn't really know anything about it beforehand. And I'll tell you a little bit more about my story with it. But basically what it is people find that they're clenching their teeth or grinding their teeth when they get anxious or upset or worried about something. Sometimes people don't even realize they're doing it. And lots of people do it in their sleep. And basically, it can become a problem because it can cause your jaw to come out of alignment, and it can cause a lot of jaw pain. It can cause headaches. And it can cause all kinds of different other like discomfort, temporomandibular joint pain. Some people actually sometimes need surgery for it at some point. And you know, it can be caused by a lot of different things, but I'm going through it more on the side of people who are type A, anxious, and those people are more prone to having bruxism. So basically in my case, I was having anxiety. This is before I ever knew I had anxiety. I didn't realize I had it. I didn't consider myself an anxious person, but I was actually waking up in the morning with a huge amount of jaw pain. Actually, I was waking up in the middle of the night multiple times with jaw pain, but wasn't realizing what was going on. And when I would wake up, my jaw would crack and I would have a lot of pain in my face. And eventually, I actually went to a TMJ specialist or an ENT to look at it, and they were actually going to do surgery on my jaw. I was causing that much trouble and that much discomfort in my jaw that I was actually causing it to come out of alignment, and they were going to do surgery. And when I actually was wearing mouth guards, I paid a lot of money for mouth guards, but to tell you the truth, the mouth guards really only help protect your teeth. They don't really stop the actual behavior. And so I started researching why I was actually doing this. Why am I grinding my teeth at night? I really wanted to stop the behavior rather than just cover it up or try a mouth guard. And I realized that it's a sign of anxiety. And so I thought, wow, that's really crazy. Long story short, for me, I actually went to therapy and for only a few sessions realized what my triggers were. I removed those triggers from my life. The anxiety was completely gone, and I stopped grinding my teeth almost overnight after doing that. So the mind is really a strong thing. It really can have a huge impact on our bodies, and it's really amazing. And when we listen to our minds and listen to what's going on with us, it really all has to be in sync. But if you feel like you're a teeth grinder, it's really important that you visit with your dentist, talk to your dentist about it. And if you're having a lot of jaw pain, then you should consider seeing a TMJ specialist or an ENT about it to see what kind of damage that you might have been doing to it. And that's after the fact. If you're really not having a huge amount of pain, but you notice that you're grinding your teeth or clenching your teeth, you might want to investigate any type of nervous behaviors and things that you're doing, because if you try to remove what's causing you anxiety, you might find that those behaviors will go away on their own. In the meantime, mouth guards and things like that are a good idea to wear to protect your teeth, but they really aren't stopping the behavior. And so you really need to fix what's going on up here in order to fix what's going on down here. So I want to thank everybody. Thank you so much for all of you who tuned in live. I just wanted to give a little bit of information about people with type A personality, how we're prone to anxiety, and some of the things that physically manifest with that, and what we can do to help ourselves with those. So thank you all, and make sure you all check out the blog, because I'm going to have a lot more information about ways that you can help yourself get rid of these behaviors and improve your actual overall mental well-being and your wellness. Everybody have a great night. Bye.